Mike here, how you doing? Hope you're well. I just wanted to put this quick video together this week, just a few days before the holidays begin, and I'm editing videos for you. And what I put together is a collection of the top tips, strategies, how-tos that I've put together in videos over the last year. And I've made a video every single week over the last year. And how I've chosen them is they have been the tips, the strategies, the how-tos that got the most feedback. Whether I've met somebody at an event or talked with a client or got a Facebook post or email or message or whatever it would be. And that's really nice that I get that kind of feedback. And equally, when somebody says, oh, that particular step or that particular tip worked for them or they found it useful, I know that from my point of view, that idea that I included landed for them, and that's really, really pleasing. So those are the tips I've put together. So I've just listed one per month over the past year. So 12 really, really short tips. So not the whole videos, just the tips that, as I say, I got the most feedback on, and hopefully they are useful for you. So let's jump in. So here's the question. What is your vision for your business? Now, I'm not talking about your expertise, whether you're a coach or a trainer or a consultant or a therapist or a hypnotherapist or a counselor or whatever you do, a mentor. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the why you do what you do. For example, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm a speaker, I make videos, and yet my vision is that I want to help people communicate and speak better. And partly it's because of my story. I used to stammer really badly, so I couldn't do any of that until I was in my mid-20s. So I know what it feels like to have a message, to have something you want to say and not be able to say it, or at least try to say it and other people don't understand, because for me, I started really, really badly. So that's my vision. So what is yours? Now, a really great way to do some research on this, if you're not too sure how to get some real clarity on your vision, is to hunt around, find the companies that you resonate with, whether that's an Apple or a Samsung or the BBC or an airline or whatever it is, companies, and just look on their websites or do a Google search and just ask the question, what is their vision? Now, they will explain what they do, their expertise, their service, their skill, but equally they will also share their mission statement, which is really another way of saying they're sharing their vision. And that will give you a really good idea of what yours could be for you. The third biggest mistake is having a weak intro to your videos. Now, hopefully you have already downloaded my free report and video training series, Speak Up, Stand Up, 5 Weird Ways to Begin Your Presentation and Make an Impact Quickly. Now, in that free report and video training, I give you 5 top tips. I'll give you one now about how you can make that initial impression and create an impact pretty quickly. And we really do have to create an impact really quickly if you want to keep somebody watching your video rather than keep them surfing onto the next video or the next platform or whatever it is, because we're all very busy. We surf around these websites looking at funky videos, and when they kind of land on yours and you start talking, it's preferable that they stay and then they subscribe and they watch some more of your videos, because then you become the relationship. So it's all down to that first 3 to 5 seconds. And just think back to the beginning of this video. If you can remember, how did I start it? I'll tell you, I started it with a question. It needs to be an intriguing question that sparks the imagination, so they have to keep watching the video, at least to see what you're going to say after the intro, if that makes sense. Your energy is. And all I would suggest with video is to, however you are, just be you, just to accentuate it a little bit. It is often said that the camera adds weight to us, it adds 5 pounds to whatever that is to you. But equally, whether that's right or wrong, I think one of the truisms of video is that it it kind of saps the energy. So whatever energy you have when you are speaking to camera, it could be very, it feels very extrovert, it could feel very over the top, the volume could be more than usual, and just a little bit OTT, but when you watch it played back on the video, it actually looks just normal. It just looks okay, because the video camera tends to kind of sap a little bit of the energy out of us. So if you just record a video and it's your usual way of being, chances are it's going to look maybe a little bit flat. That's not who you are, but from a video, when people watch it back, what the camera has captured is it's kind of flattened it out a little bit. So the first point I'm going to share with you, as I say, the first top tip is to just be you, but turn it up a little bit. How would you help somebody who gets fearful and nervous?
So nervous before an interview or a presentation, one thing that I always say is to know your audience. So if you know why they're there, what they want out of it, what's in it for them, all things like that, what mixture of people are there, their age group, are they male or female or a mixture, things like that. You can then hone your message for that.
So the more you know, the more
you know, you can choose the examples that can work with them. Choose content that will be of interest and of value to them.
Number one is to pick your topic. Now, with picking your topic, obviously, it's preferable if you can choose something that you are naturally passionate about, that you've got some skill, you've got some expertise, you've got some knowledge about already, and also something that your listener, your audience, your clients, whoever you're going to be speaking with, it's something that's going to help them, that they need help with as well. Step number two is to upsell. And what I mean by upsell, when you have presented your product, service, your program to your prospective client, if they say yes, again, if you just say, okay, and you send them an invoice or they pay for it or whatever, that's a nice answer, that's a good thing. But I guess my question to you would be, is that all they wanted? Could they have perhaps wanted something else from you? For example, a program, a report, follow-up coaching, some training. What else could they have wanted? So you as a business owner need to be thinking about that. So for example, if a company contacts me and they want me to go in and do some training, an upsell might be some individual coaching, or when I'm speaking at an event, it could be also to maybe do a half-day training in an organization. There could be a double upsell there where I might then offer some one-on-one coaching with the senior people. If it's an online program, are there some extra notes or white papers or cheat sheets or coaching again that you could upsell? So just think about if you are leaving money on the table, if your clients or your prospective client says yes to your products and services, your program, what else might they want? And it's not that everybody will say, keep just saying yes, 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 and give me more. You just need a percentage of them on a reasonably regular basis to do that, and you'll just massively affect the revenue that you can expect in your business. Before I shoot a video, before I go live, I used it today. And as I say, it's just 3 questions. They're really simple, so I kind of go through them here. Why here? Why now? And why me? So just go through these questions one at a time. Why here? And the why here can be several kind of ways of looking at that. The obvious one is why here? Why this platform? So I'm shooting this originally, I'm going live on Facebook with this video, but I'm going to be sharing it to the other platforms as well. And so the why here, the question I've asked myself, and I think it's a good question for you to ask as well, is why are you using the platform to shoot your video or to go live or to share your video on? Is it somewhere where your clients are, or future prospective clients, or your followers or your subscribers are likely to hang out? In which case, it's probably a good place to be. And equally, I think the why here, the platform, it's a bit like it's a negotiation. It's not just about finding the platform that your prospective audience is, because if that's a platform that you actually don't resonate with, then I think it's going to come over in your videos that it's just going to feel like it's in the it's maybe a good content in the wrong environment, or you might feel awkward in delivering it in that environment on that particular platform. Because all platforms, I'm sure you know this, are not the same. They don't have the same criteria. Sometimes they have different kind of sizes of videos, or they have a different length, so you can have your videos and different criteria. And so it's finding the one that works both for you. So even if you weren't doing this video, if you were doing it for social, it's a place you would naturally hang out and you enjoy doing. And also, because you've done your research, it's a place that your prospective clients, your followers, your audience are as well. And if you can find that happy medium where the two meet, then I think you've got a why here. You're clear on why you are here doing this. Okay, so moving on to top tip number 2, and this is to visualize the way that you want it to be. So whether you make videos, whether you run webinars, whether you make a podcast, whether you speak to an audience, whether you want to present something at a meeting at work, I want you to create a mental movie of you doing it the way you want to do it. So this is the absolute best way that you can do it, and you might even visualize the reaction you get from it, in whether it's the likes or the views or the comments or the applause or whatever it is for you, so that you create this little mental movie, which you can just run it in your head. Some people call it daydreaming, but daydreaming with an intention, with a focus. And then just like a really good movie, I don't know about you, but if I go to see a movie that I really like, I generally go back and see it again. And I haven't been known to see movies a few times, you know. So with this mental movie, with your mental movie of you doing your thing, making your video, doing your webinar, whatever it would be, and you've created this mental movie, you are the director of your mental movie. Make it brilliant, make it alive, make it fabulous. You are great, you're feeling good, and all the rest of it. Create a mental movie, run it, go to that cinema in your mind many, many times, and re-watch and replay this movie. Number 2 is to create a schedule. Now, I've talked about schedules before, and for the most part, I think that a YouTube schedule is designed to set you up to succeed. All I can say is many people, and I've seen them and then they've disappeared on me. They start YouTube, with a bluster, making loads of videos, and they're brilliant, and I find them at the right time, and then they kind of disappear on me. What usually has happened is somebody has gotten really excited, they've found their kind of seam of gold, a thing they're going to make their videos on, their territory, and they make loads of videos in a very short amount of time, and then realize that they actually still need to live, they still need to have relationships, they still need to maybe work, and then they realize that they've just been spending all the hours that they have, including through the night, making videos, and of course that's not practical, that's not a long-term strategy, and they stop. And so creating a schedule is finding the one that's right for you. And so just to give you an idea, many YouTubers blog, whether it's monthly or twice monthly or weekly. I post and make videos each week, one a week. Some videographers post more than that, and some manage to do it daily. But they've usually got a team around them and people to support them in doing that. But if you're doing it by yourself, and I do this by myself, and many of the people that I follow do the same thing, we tend to post monthly or maybe twice monthly, or at the most maybe twice a week. So just think about what that schedule would be for you. Step number 1 is to believe your own. Now, I know that phrase is out there, but the thing is, it's true. The very essence of the imposter syndrome is that it presents doubt. It brings doubt in yourself, in your skill, your knowledge and expertise, that you are the solution, the effective business person, the leader that you say you are. And if you're watching this video, I'm pretty certain that you've been there, you've done that, you've got the t-shirt, you are that good. You've got those years in business, you've got that career, you've got that track record. So it's time to start believing it. What I mean by that is to get real. Start making a list of all the skills, the knowledge, the expertise, the accomplishments, the track record, the clients, the customers, the achievements they've made as a result of working with you. Start listing it down. And if you work with a journal, which I always say is a great idea, just start listing it in that. And then anytime you doubt yourself, you start to feel that kind of imposter syndrome, that feeling a little bit like a fraud moment, just go to that list, go to that journal. It could even be a list on your smartphone, and just read it and just reconnect with who you are, the reality of who you are, rather than the fearful insecurity of the moment that is really what the imposter syndrome is all about. I'm going to share what I've done, and I'm going to give you some suggestions of what some of my students in my online course did as well. And then you might come up with different options as well, and I'd encourage you to play with all of them. So I'm going to put something on here. I'm going to put my logo on here. So I'm going to press insert, and again, it's pretty much the same with PowerPoint. Choose, it's going to go to my desktop. And I know right down at the bottom there, I've got my logo. So I'm just going to double click that, and it's going to be there. Way too big. So if you're on a trackpad, if you've got a trackpad on your computer, you just put your finger on the trackpad and move the cursor around into one of these buttons, top or the bottom one, it doesn't matter. And press down and then drag it to make it smaller or bigger. And equally, if you're using a mouse, again, right click the mouse, move the cursor around, or just move the mouse around over one of these buttons here, and whichever one you choose, then right click and again drag it, make it bigger or smaller. So I'm going to kind of leave it something like that. So there you go. Now that's what I have on my intro sequence. I've got some animation around that, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. Step number 5, and step number 5 is the outtakes, the bloopers, and this really, it's an optional step. You might look back over my videos, or if you follow my videos on my channel, and sometimes you will have seen there is some bloopers, there's some outtakes at the end of it, and the bits that went wrong, the funny bits basically. And I don't do that every time because it involves a little bit more work, not too much work, but it does involve that little bit of extra time putting it together. And I think bloopers or outtakes at the end of your videos are useful. Number one, because it shows you have a fun side. Whilst it's really nice to see you looking professional and making sense and joining words together and ideas and sharing concepts and all the good stuff, it's also nice to see that actually that's the best part of you. It's good to see where you go wrong, where you forget your name, where you get something wrong, where you jumble your words up. It's nice to see that every once in a while. It doesn't demean you, it doesn't undermine you, it shows you're human. And so I think it's nice because it shares the fun side and it also shows your vulnerability. It shows you're human and you're brave enough to show that you're human, and sometimes you get it wrong, and hey, guess what? Let's all laugh together on this. And I think that's a really nice positioning way to finish your video. So that's the outtakes and the bloopers. All right, so those are the videos I selected. Hopefully you found them useful. If you have enjoyed them, remember, hit the like button. And if it's been your first time here, thanks for coming. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so that you get to know each and every time I upload a new video. Now, it's a couple of days here before Christmas, and I just want to take this moment to wish you a very happy, healthy and joyous time, however you choose to spend the next week or so, or celebrate. I just hope it's a great Christmas for you. So from me here in North London, I'm wishing you well. Take care.